welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using some new products that I have received recently. Mainly it was this palette I got from Pixi. This is from ItsJudyTime, and this is just a really beautiful palette. It's got a lot of like warm shades in it, some really pretty matte shades, some really pretty shimmers. So I thought it would be nice just to kind of do an eye look centered with this palette. Because it's affordable, you can find it at Target, and so it's accessible to a lot of people. So I just thought it would be nice to do a look using this. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with a little bit of this Tarte concealer. This is in light neutral. I don't have any type of eye primer that I have in here, so I'm just going to use this, and then we're going to set it with some powder. Let me go ahead and just clip myself back here. So, a lot of you guys have been following the news, I'm sure, with all of this stuff with Hurricane Harvey. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely insane. I'm so incredibly grateful that I live kind of far enough out of Houston that I do not see quite, like, not even a fraction of the devastation. Where I live rained basically nonstop, and that was really, there was some flooding, schools closing, that kind of thing, but nothing compared to people losing their homes, people having to evacuate. I mean, absolutely horrible stuff. And it's just like, it's such a helpless feeling. Like, you guys know my friend Dana, she lives within the Houston area, and she's having to experience all this stuff, and it's extremely difficult to be like helpless. Like, even people who are inside of Houston are having a hard time because no one can get out, no one can go anywhere. It's hard to get supplies in. I'm gonna set with this this is the Too Faced ethereal powder. I'm just gonna set that primer on my eyes, or concealer. But yeah, like, no one's able to really get out, so it's just such a helpless feeling. That, like, natural disasters I think are extremely helpless because you literally can do nothing to stop the rain. You can do nothing to stop whatever is happening. You can just try and handle it as best you can, but it's like these people are literally losing like everything. It's just so hard to watch. So a lot of you guys have asked like what you can do or how you can help, so I will leave some links down below if you are interested in that. I just donated directly to the Red Cross, and then there are trucks from my area that were taking supplies that people need. Also, I was working on grabbing like a bunch of different toiletries, and like obviously I have excess in like beauty things, you know, just for anything that could help, you know, that I'm not going to be using, or I mean, even if I wasn't using it, right now is not the time. So anything I can gather that would be helpful to have someone else having. So okay, as you can see, there are a ton of really beautiful shades in this palette. I just like stuck my brush in, but I'm gonna go into this matte shade right here. Oh, it's really buttery and pretty. Seems like very neutral, but more like a dusty rose neutral. So I'm gonna kind of stick in this row right here. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a cool tone look. I feel like I've been doing a lot of warm tone recently. So just like personally, maybe not on YouTube, so you guys are probably like, why are you doing another cool tone look? But so I'm just gonna run that through the crease. Oh, these blend really well. I'm just using any type of fluffy brush. This is a Luxie 205 taper blending brush. Oh, that's really, has a really nice soft blend on it. I like that. I've never tried any Pixi eyeshadows. What about you guys? Have you guys tried Pixi eyeshadows? Do you have favorite? I've tried stuff from the Pixi brand before. They've been sending to me for a little bit now, and I've had the opportunity to try more and more. I love the blushes and the Aspen Novard, is that how you say it, collection that she did with Pixi. I love those blushes and highlighters. So, but this is my first opportunity, I think, to try the eyeshadows. That's really pretty. I like that. So in my question and answer video, I also talked a lot about I talked a little bit about my miscarriage and just kind of getting pregnant with twins, and a lot of you guys asked a lot of questions, you know, since I don't really talk about my kids very often. I think a lot of people are super curious about that. Yeah, and I would be open to like talking, you know, about like my experience with having twins and just like from my perspective, I guess, and maybe some tips and tricks. I don't know, a lot of you guys mentioned you were pregnant with twins or you had twins and you wanted to know some advice. I always feel like the internet is really tricky to give parental advice. But I do have tips and tricks that work for me, and my whole thing is I feel like there are so many ways to do things right that are different ways, but they all get to the same goal in mind. So when I would hear tips and tricks from parents, you know, telling me what to do, I would take little pieces of everything and figure out what worked for me and for my kids and for my family, and I wouldn't put too much pressure on myself. But I was watching this video with Whitney Port, and she was from the Hills or whatever, that show, The Hills. She was talking about how she had like all this pressure on her for breastfeeding, and like she was really devastated that it didn't work out for breastfeeding, and it just reminded me of all that pressure to have this like this moment, and you just don't think you're gonna be that parent that was like, oh well, whatever, you know, I think is going to be best. But when you feel this pressure and you feel almost like people have disappointment on you, as a mother, it means more than anything else in your life, you know? So anyways, she was saying, just, you know, talking about that, just reminded me of my own experience, because I did breastfeed my twins tandem for almost a year, and then I was like really thinking that I was going to be like no problems with my third child. She was just a really different child, and so, you know, she threw me for a loop, and I was only able to breastfeed for like 6 months until I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm miserable, like she's miserable, like, and it just is such a reminder that you just have to adjust. You know, there's not always one perfect way to get places, and this is with all things in life, not even motherhood, but just in general. There's not always one right way. There's a bunch of different ways to get to a certain point, and they can all be right. You know, everyone can have a different experience, and all of them can be just fine and the right way, you know. Not everyone has to be wrong for another person to be right. So there is these two shades right here. Both are like really, really beautiful to me. This one is like almost like a bronzy sort of with a rose metallic, and then this one is more of a, let's see which we should use. I don't know, because they're like both calling me. Kind of want to go for that rosy, but that's going to be more warm, and I said I was going to do cool. Let's just go for this shade right here. I wonder if they have the shade names. Yeah, they do. Maybe it's called Ping, right here. This one. Alright. That one does not apply well. There's a lot of fallout on it. I don't like that. I'm going to try and use my finger to apply it. That's so much better. It just was not wanting to apply with a brush. There is a lot of fallout underneath my eye that I'm going to have to clean up though. I need to just clean up under here because there was a ton of fallout from that shade. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I do not love that shade at all. It seemed like it's not... Sometimes my eyeshadow looks come more to life when I have like foundation on, so I'm like hoping maybe that's the case, because it just seems like just a very nice satin, but it doesn't go on with a brush at all. Take a mix of these two darker shades right here. They're both matte. There's like this black right here, it's a little bit sparkly, but I'm just going to take these two shades and we're going to darken up the outer corner of this look. Start by placing them right here, and then we'll kind of work our way in. These matte shades blend really, really well. I'm going to use this original blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of blend all that together. I was sent this Essence. This is the cushion eyeliner. Never used a cushion liner before, so we're gonna see how this works out. I'm gonna try and do this. Guess you just dip your brush in. No. It's almost like it's like dried out. Am I not doing this right? It's dried out. So much for that. So I do not recommend the Essence cushion liner because it looks like, I mean, this was sent to me and I just got it, so it looks like this product just dries out really easily. So it was already dried out when I got here. Okay, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. liner that I have. It's just like a liquid liner. I've never tried this one out before, but it's a very fine tip liner, so it makes it really easy to kind of lay it flat and get like very, very precise. I like that, and it's really dark. I don't have any new mascara, so I'm just going to use this Essence mascara to do my lashes, and then I am going to apply some false lashes for this look. I'm going to touch up with those two darker matte shades that we used in the outer portion right here, now that once we have the wing liner on, just to kind of build that part up a little bit and get the shape since it came together with the wing liner. After every time I use the shadows, I am having to clean up under my eyes because there is a lot of fallout. Alright, I was sent this new primer from Becca. This is the Velvet Blurring Primer Perfecting Base. I've never used this before. Oh, it's like color correcting. Interesting. That's very interesting, the color. Velvet Blurring Primer Perfecting Base. Shake well before use. Kind of gets almost like dries on your face really quickly, like almost feels like powdery once you put it on. I'm going to use this under my YSL foundation. Now, I used that in one of my last videos. It's just the only newer foundation that I have recently, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick with that. And I know how that foundation wears, so now I'll be able to tell how this primer wears. Check the description box if you'd like to see updates on any of these products, like how the eyeshadows wore, how the primer wore, anything like that. So I'm going to use the All Hours foundation. This is in B30 from YSL. Hey. These PUR Pro eyelashes, these are in the style Diva. Gone for way too long. I put on my foundation. The reason that I fast forwarded through that was because I already have a video that I put the foundation on. I did the exact same thing. I like the way it looks over that primer. So far, so good. I think that primer really actually does something. I didn't notice that it ball up at all, and the foundation looks really great over it, and I have tried this foundation before, like I said. So now I already have showed me applying the foundation the same way in my previous video, so that's why I fast forwarded through it. Plus, my friend Dana called, and she was able to kind of go back in her house and see that there wasn't any water damage so far. So I was kind of just talking to her, but I did show you that I put on those PUR lashes, and I had to trim them up quite a bit because they were pretty long actually for my eyes, so I trimmed them up quite a bit. But now we're gonna go in with the rest of the face product. I got these bronzers from ColourPop. Now the thing that I will say is that they look very, very similar. I think this one's a little bit lighter. There is no color on the back of the packaging. It doesn't say the shade name. So now that I took them out of the packaging, I don't know which one is which. They're either Dreaming or Total Package, but I'm going to go in with this color. And I'm just going to sort of take it. I don't know how pigmented these are. Oh, pretty pigmented. It's kind of an orangey shade. It's a very warm shade. I'm just going to go in with that. That's pretty. It is a little bit more warm than I personally like, and a little bit dark, but we'll see. Blend it out. It does look pretty though. It does blend pretty well, I will say. I forgot to show you, I did go in with Tarte concealer and I set under my eyes, which was almost an identical process that I did in the previous video that I showed my foundation, so that's kind of why I fast forwarded through that, or I don't even know if I got the clip of that. I was just so excited that she FaceTimed because I haven't talked to her for a while through FaceTime, and so I wanted to answer it. But if you are curious about how I did my concealer, it was just, you know, under the eyes, blended in and set it with the Too Faced Ethereal Setting Powder. I like that a lot. I think that's pretty. I think it blended really nicely, so that's nice. These are very affordable products. You can find them on the ColourPop website. The only thing I will say is I don't know what shade I used. So it's the shade names, they're not putting them on the packaging, and I think it's because these are made to sort of, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't put the shade name on the back. Okay, I got these blushes from Ciate. This is in Babydoll. These are like very glowy blushes, and they kind of have like a swirl in them. This color is so pretty. It has like a gold and a pink in it. Oh, I love that shade. Just gonna go in. This is a Flower Beauty brush. Oh, I love that. It's so pretty. Really pigmented. Whoa, I go in like way hard with my blush. Like, why, Laura? I can't help myself, but look. Very pigmented. I'm just gonna buff that out with a clean brush. It's from Tarte. They're unicorn brushes. Alright, I have this highlighter. This is from JCat Beauty. It's You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter. This is in White Goddess. It looks, I mean, let's just do a swatcheroo. Like super white gold. Holy moly. So let's just see how this looks. I'm just using, this is an Ofra Professional 07 fan brush. Oh, baby, that's pretty highlighted. Put a little right there. It's really pretty though. I'm going to use this as my highlighter on my brow bone and my inner corners as well. Before I do that, I forgot to finish up on the bottom part of my eyes. I was like looking in the mirror and I'm like, wait, what's missing? I'm going to start out by taking this matte shade, this like matte rosy shade that we used at the beginning. And I'm just going to brush that under my eyes. It's an e.l.f. pencil brush that I'm using. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of that shade that we have all over our lid. And even though this has a lot of fallout, I'm hoping. I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes, and then we'll move on to the lips in the inner corner actually, and then the lips. Okay, I'm going to take this JCat Beauty highlighter and I'm just going to put this in the inner corner. I wonder if I should like wet this brush a little bit. A little tiny bit of it at the very peak of my brow. Blend that in a little bit. Alright, I'm going to take this It Cosmetics Your Lips But Better in Buff Nude, and we're just going to line our lips with this. I love these lip liners. I've done an entire I got this Smashbox lip color. This is Always On Liquid Lipstick in Dream Huge. And I thought I would try this color out. I don't know if it's too pink. I really do like these, but I wanted to top it with this gloss from Essence. Oh yeah, no, that's way too pink. I'm just going to put it on anyways. Yeah, that color is way pinker than I was going for. I mean, it's pretty, but I did not want that color. I'm going to top it and see if I can help it out before I would change it. This is the Matte Long Lasting Lip Gloss. Matte Long Lasting Lip Gloss. Long Lasting Creamy Lip Gloss for Velvet Matte Lips. Does not dry out lips and it has high coverage. This is in the shade La Vie Estable. I know I'm not saying that right. It's probably like some saying. It's like a French saying and I don't know how to say it. Oh, that's an interesting product. It really is like a matte gloss. That's pretty. I don't like this color, so I'm going to wipe it off. I don't like this color combination, especially with this look, so I am going to wipe it off, and we'll come back and we'll try something else. Alright, I've relined my lips, and I do have this e.l.f. Plumping lip gloss. I've wanted to try these. This is in Mocha Twist, so we're going to go in with this. It says a sheer gloss will help plump the lips with nourishing hydration, invigorating shine formula. Gives lips a hydrated, supple feel. That's what the packaging looks like. It has like a slight mintiness to it. Oh yeah, I like that color. They feel like thicker than I thought. In a good way though. Very hydrating. It feels very hydrating. I don't want to say the word sticky, but it is a little bit more emollient, thicker than I originally thought it was going to be, but it's really pretty. I like that color a lot. Mintiness tingle to it, but so far I wouldn't say it's that bad at all. So this is the finished look. And it was just fun to kind of sit down and chat with you guys and use a little bit of these products. Hopefully some of them you've been wanting to kind of see, or if you hadn't even heard of some of them. They were all kind of new to me. I'm not quite sure how new all of them are, but they were all new to me and I had never really tried them before, so I was really excited to kind of try them all out. If you guys like these type of videos, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.